Tapster Media company and Lively Story app are examples of hard work, creativity, drive, passion, and openness. It's why I enjoy speaking with Julia Books so much. Already the project has reached some pretty lofty heights, and they are set for many further achievements in the coming months and years. In this episode, Julia Books tells me about some of the great people they now have on board advising and promoting the project, and she talks about some of the great content and licenses they have attained since we last spoke. Exciting times ahead. Enjoy.
The podcast from Joanna Mike is, I think it's really cool, and that is what I wanted to say.
Two and a mic. I'm happy to say I'm joined again by Julia Books. Julia, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks for having me here again.
No problem at all. No problem at all. I always get the feeling that you like it when I say Julia Books. That's just how I think of you. So, yeah, there you are.
It's fine. I like it really. So.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, so last time we spoke was back in June, and there were lots of really cool summer plans that were had been planned, that were kind of being prepared for in certain ways.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us, let's just jump right in. What's been happening?
So, well, I'm proud that I can obviously introduce you to our advisory board, which is, I almost said a killer, but it's really, really impressive. We are stunned that people with that experience believe in our project and believe in what we are doing. So not only that, Klaus Kluge, he is well known in the publishing scene. He's been with Bastei Lübbe in the board and was responsible for the marketing there, and now has his own agency with best-selling authors. And he was the first who joined us. And we also are really, really proud to have Dr. Plamen Petrov on board. Plamen was responsible for the ebook market in Germany, settling in the ebook market in Germany with Amazon. So he knows how all the digital stuff works, and is a really, really nice person. He has wonderful ideas and is really, really thrilled of the project. And he was the second, and then the third one is Dr. Sylvia Rothblum. She is the CEO of Ziegler Film, which is German, not a German, but the most successful German film company. And she saw what we're doing and got in contact with Yasmin, and the rest is history. So we are really, really proud to have her, because she's more than 30 years in the entertainment industry. She was with Warner and Warner Media and Warner Bros. Before. And these are the three people who giving us advice and helping us, and are joining the team, and it's great to have them. And we are also really, really proud to have as shareholder and brand ambassador Yvonne Katterfeld, who is a really, really known German singer and actress, and was also in the jury of The Voice of Germany. And she is joining us too since this summer. And well, let's say it's an honor for such a small company to have on the one side famous people who are believing in us, and such experienced people on the other hand who are willing to join our team and to work with us and to giving us advices, and it's quite cool.
Yeah, it's I mean, you said before, you mentioned a word like small company. This isn't it's not Warner, it's not Paramount Studios, it's not Sony Pictures. It's a startup. It's a startup on the back of essentially, originally, I think it was a very small group of women who live in different parts of Germany.
Yeah.
And you're all busy doing lots of different things as well. You're also parents and so on. So for this little startup to have come such a long way, to have managed to develop the kind of momentum, and this isn't like the momentum which people can see a big rock rolling down a hill. This is a different kind of momentum. Going from one little challenge to another challenge and always overcoming lots of these crazy little hurdles. I mean, if you look back, you guys have come a seriously long way, haven't you?
Yeah. So if you had asked me 2 years ago if we would be able to talk like companies like Studio 100, who giving us their major brands, Mia and Me and Maya the Bee and 100% Wolf, which are their major brands, and talking to companies like Rainbow, who give us another really cool series, which has a huge fan base, and it's called Wings Club. And it's totally crazy the people we get to know and the confidence with which we are talking to them, because they really see how passionate we are and what benefit they can have from our lively story. And it's unbelievable. So if you would have asked me 2 years ago, I would have said no way, that's not gonna happen. But now here we are, and talking to really, really cool people and doing amazing things, and I could have never imagined.
Yeah, and I mean, in such a sort of a fractured world, where whichever direction you look in, there are problems, there are difficulties. Storytelling has so many unifying elements, has so many characteristics which allow both the storyteller and also the listener to break through barriers. And yet to be able in 2023 to present such a novel way of presenting a story itself. I mean, we've spoken before, the market doesn't even know that it is necessary, and and here we are, there is the product, it's coming, it's there in many ways, it's coming in other areas, in other markets. And we still also have to come back to the fact that you all genuinely have a love for storytelling. And this is all sort of inspired and motivated by that same basic passion.
Yes, it's it started all with the idea to create a new way of storytelling and give all the authors and storytellers and creatives a new way to tell their stories, to show their stories, to find new ways to express themselves. And the farther we've come, the more we've seen that's not only about the storytellers. It fits perfectly for musicians too, because you if you're writing a song or you want to describe the process, how you write a song, the harmonies in your head, it's, if you have it in a book, you can tell, but the reader can't listen what you are hearing in your head. And here we are, and give you the possibility to say, that is what I've had in my head. And it gives a lot of new opportunities to tell your own story, to tell stories about people, about celebrities, musicians, to write new stories, fictional stories. And I always say that the possibilities are almost unlimited. So if your fantasy goes wild, I always say, that's the way you write a fantastic, lively story.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just so looking forward personally as well for this for the project to really find that kind of a public liftoff where lots and lots of other people can join in and benefit from everything that's on offer too, because there are just so many opportunities there for people like also myself, who's a very, very small storyteller, to join in and grab that opportunity by, with both hands. One of the things which has hit me recently is this: there are so many stories out there which haven't really perhaps achieved the fame that they could have done, either because we know how hard it is to get a story published in this market, in the book market. And there are lots of so many very creative people who have written a story. They tried and tried and tried. Nothing happened, and it's remained sort of hidden in their drawers. Lively story is also like an opportunity for those hidden storytellers too, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. So if I have a short look in the future, our dream is to create a community where the creatives and the readers, I call them, it's not reading, it's more than reading, but I don't like the word user. I like reader more, so I call our lively story reader. Mm-hmm. To bring them together, to give them all the possibility to be a part of the journey of creating a lively story, and to have a community where the creatives on the one hand and their fans can share the experience of reading a lively story, and where the creatives also have the possibility to have a sort of marketing and share their stories and be more seen. Because I think that the main issue is, in all markets you have some giants who have a big part of the market, and all those small, like independent publishers or independent musicians, they are just on the edge of the market, and aren't really seen because of the big ones. And so I would love to give all those creatives an opportunity to be seen.
Yeah, it's Yeah, it's also there are so many dreams out there which remain unfulfilled as a result of just the sheer competitiveness of the industry, as you say
Yeah,
that and it's not necessarily just about the big names which are they have produced so much wealth to the world of literature that exists, but and what I always found interesting was just famous names that have zero history of writing. So you pick like sports stars
yeah,
or some I don't know whatever, and in many cases they've got some fantastically interesting stories. But the book industry would simply reward these already millionaires with these huge sort of signing on fees,
yeah,
but these smaller authors would get none of that.
yeah,
So, not only are they disadvantaged by the lack of awareness that they bring, but on top of that, they are kind of punished by being told by these publishers, yeah, we can't give you either a 300,000 euro signing on fee, which means you are now financially free and liberated to go on and do your work, but you're going to have to suffer it and so on. With what Lively Story does is it's an even playing field. Everyone can contribute equally.
yeah. All are the same in the meaning of we don't make any preparations. We don't say we love them more or we love them more or we love to have the others more. No, you have all the possibility to create your own, or you will have the possibility to create your own lively story, and we support everyone with this lively story and doing our best that they all get their fair share. And maybe because we all come from that point that I by myself made a decision that I don't want to publish with with the traditional publisher and do it all by myself. And I think, you don't have to make this decision if you say, okay, I'm gonna write a lively story.
Lots of dreams, hopefully, will reach fulfillment in the coming months and years through Lively Story, which brings us, funnily enough, to the coming months and years. You've had a really busy 2021, 2022, and obviously still in the middle of a busy 2023. What does 2024 is going to be busy too, isn't it?
Of course. It would be boring otherwise. So, we're finally started the production of our first licensing series. So we are at the moment writing and creating Mia and Me, Maya the Bee, and 100% Wolf, so that we can, as soon as we have our launch, provide you some content. And it's have been busy months, and there will be some busy months ahead, and it won't stop there, because we also dream, and we love to dream big, and so we still at the search of a financial investor, so which is difficult this year because of the economical situation worldwide, and but we are hopefully that, and we are confident, this is the much better word, we are confident that everything will work out quite good and soon. And then we will see if all the plans we are having in our heads and written in a lot of PowerPoint presentations will work out. It won't stop at the end of the year being busy. So, but it's slightly a change in my working schedule, because I having less dates where I have to chat and to talk. It unfortunately, and I'm going back to the roots, and I'm gonna write a lot more, and I haven't written a lot more in the last weeks and months, and I have to admit I love it. It's perfectly to be able to write again and to create the stories and bring them to life together with my colleague John. We are working team. He does all the media stuff, and I'm doing the writing stuff, obviously. And it's quite a lot of fun to see how the images we have in our heads come to life. And we still have some new tests for some features of the app. We are quite testing at the moment, and it doesn't get boring, so to speak.
No, I can imagine, and also I think so. The work that you do with John, you're not in. It's not like you're all in an office.
No, we do it remotely.
Yeah. So people have to understand this. It's kind of tough to be able to create these stories or present the stories in a way which you feel, oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say, and that's exactly. It's not easy when you're not in the same room.
God bless all the chatting and meeting software. I think between John and me are about 500 kilometers. So it's not that easy to say, come around and have a look. We are all doing by teams. We are actually having, it feels like marathon sessions. So it's about 6 to 9 hours a day we are teams running. And so if you have anything you need, or if he has any questions, we share the screen and work through it, and then go back. Everyone goes back to his actual work again, and it's quite funny.
Yeah, and it's just. I mean, I think we've touched on this before, but it's important to highlight just exactly how the challenges of presenting a concept or presenting a story, and this is something which you have to address from the beginning right until the end product, which you present at the end through the content. So all the way through, the focal point of the debate is the story and how best to represent it.
Yeah.
And so it's important people remember that when they look at the stories, because the stories are the main part of what's being provided.
Yeah, that's right.
And another thought that occurred to me is sometimes, I mean, we've been reading books for centuries, as in not me personally, humans. We've had plays, we've had cinema, we've had radio, the television, streaming. This is something new. This is another further evolution or revolution. And sometimes people, it can't be as good as you say it is. And I can't imagine how it could compete with this and that. And this is a part of the process. It really is that good.
Yeah, it is. So my favorite story about Lively Story is always a classmate of my daughter who hates reading. Literally, he is hating to read a book. And when we started also to add kid content, I gave him one of our novels to read and said, look, take a look and see if you like it. If you don't like it, go ahead and tell me. And it's a kid's book with about 300 pages. it's not a thin book. It's a really heavy, tough book, and he read it completely and told me that isn't reading. There are pictures, there are sounds, there are videos, there is so much what's going on that you always ask yourself. He was 8 or 9 at that age, at that time. And he said, it isn't reading. I always asked myself what comes next. And it's the same if you give a story to an adult. You don't know what comes next. Imagine you're reading a book about a serial killer, and then your phone rings and the killer is calling. That would happen. That's possibly happen if you read a lively story. So you are not only reading in your and you don't have the story alone in your head, but our smartphone has become a part of our reality. I think no one wants to live without, because it's an essential part of our daily living. And this small tiny smartphone becomes a part of that story. When the screen gets dark because someone is fainting, so your experience is way more intense than you have it if you read a usual traditional book. So it is that much more than a usual book, and it works quite well.
It works quite well. Okay, that's classic British understatement there. Julia Books, thank you very much. Yeah, I was looking forward really to having this update, and I know that obviously that you're busy, so therefore I can't keep you too long. But I will ask, obviously, to invite you back at some point when we have some more meat or vegan meat, as it were, to add to to the discussion.
So we will see. It will be more because Jasmin and Stefan, our CEOs, are at the print licensing fair in London this week, and we're all waiting, thrilled, what kind of new content and new partners they bring with them at home. So it never gets boring.
No, I can imagine. And Jasmine just seems to have an endless amount of energy. But I guess you all do, really. But good stuff. Okay, Julia, thank you very much. I've always been happy to hear from you and follow the story, the development of Lively Story, which in itself is a story. Let's see what 2024 brings.
Yeah, it's kind of sorry. Pick up my child. No, it wasn't a call. It was a reminder, but my dad is picking her up, so it wasn't a call.
Okay. Not a serial killer. That's good.
Yeah. Yes, it will be again a busy year, 2024, and there is some stuff coming. I'm actually, it's the usual cliffhanger. It's some stuff I'm not yet allowed to talk about, but so hopefully I'm able, or I'm allowed to talk about next year. And then I give you a meaty update.
Fantastic. In that case, all the best. I look forward to our next chat, Julia Books. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, like always.
Mike. 2 and Mike.